everyone, and welcome to 7 Nights at the Twitter Academy. This is our junior edition. I'm your host today, Jason Sutton. I'm the Director of Instruction here at Carmel Country Club, and I'm happy to be joined with one of my elite junior players, Philip Owita, one of the top players in the state. We're going to be talking about playing lessons and really the value of getting your junior, especially your elite junior, out onto the golf course, and then some of the insights that we go through, what's important, and things that are going to really help you to really take your game from the range to the golf course. Also, I've got a special treat for you. I'm doing an in-depth interview with a couple of LPGA Tour and ex-Mini Tour players talking about their experience as junior golfers and also the recruiting process that's going to help some of you juniors out there that are maybe going through that process of getting into college. You know, how does that work? What's important? So stay tuned for that as well. So let's talk about the importance of playing lessons as opposed to just working with your student on the range. And we're going to go through a couple of things I think that are going to really help you. Some of the things that me and Philip work on really are helping him develop a sound pre-shot routine, making sure it's consistent. Are we picking good targets? The course management process is always very, very important. And we also use the video camera a lot, which sometimes surprises people to say that we're going to video your swing on the golf course. But what I want to see is, are we transferring the skills that we're developing on the range onto the golf course? Are we making the same movements and the same motor patterns on the golf course that we're working on the lesson tee? So you can tell the viewers a little bit, Philip, about our experience on the golf course. How do you like the video aspect of it?
I mean, I like it a lot because it helps me see like what I'm doing on the golf course. Maybe if it goes straight, then I can see what changed from when I snap hooked it or something like that. So it helps a lot to see the differences between bad shots and good shots on the golf course.
Absolutely. So tell the viewers a little bit about, he's one of the top juniors. He actually holds the course record here at Carmel Country Club from the tips, which is 7,600 yards. Still holds that at 68, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So this guy can flat out play. Who are you getting recruited by right now?
Right now, Wake Forest, North Carolina, Virginia, Michigan, Purdue, and Liberty.
There you go. So he's got some good choices out there. So coaches, this guy, I'm telling you, you want to snap this kid up. He's going to be one of the best out there. So let's go through sort of what we would do in a playing lesson. We're on the 18th tee here on the North Course. So I'm going to film him as he hits a shot. And what I like to do with my players is really sort of get inside their head, make sure that they're organized with what they're thinking about, and help them with their routine, and also just make sure that they're doing what we worked on the range. We will work on some pre-shot routine on the range, and then we carry it on to the golf course. So let's go ahead and set up where you would just hit a shot. I'm going to film them with a Casio. And what I like to do is get them to verbalize what they're trying to do. It's almost like a playing lessons with the pros type of deal, where I think if you can get them to talk about what targets they're picking, what type of shot they're trying to play, that it helps to really organize what they're thinking. So talk us through a little bit about what you're going to do here, Philip.
Well, I'm just going to go through my normal pre-shot routine, get behind it, take a couple practice swings, pick a target somewhere, maybe for like a little draw or whatever I'm trying to play, and then just try and emulate that with my practice swings and get up and do it.
Perfect. All right, let's see one. All right, so we're back out here in the fairway. Philip's hit a nice drive. Typically, I've already shown him the video back on the tee, and we're real happy with that swing. Philip's been working on just shallowing out his downswing a little bit and keeping his head steady. So there's just real simple keys that we always work on, and just confirms that, you know, we're getting that change to the golf course under pressure. So he's going to go ahead and hit his approach shot here as we go through. I got a little pitching wedge up onto the green. So go ahead and show us your routine there, Philip. What we like to do is incorporate some of the change by making some good rehearsal swings into his pre-shot routine. All right, so he just hit it up onto the green. Great shot. We just, again, looked at it with the Casio to confirm what we're working on. Everything's looking really good. So let's go up onto the green and watch a putt. All right, so Phillips hit his ball up onto the green. Something we work hard on is his green reading, obviously. Doing a little aim point here, so it helps him to dial it in. We do a lot in short game shots around the greens as well. It's just hitting different shots from different areas, almost like you're playing a practice round. So let's go ahead and let Phillip hold this putt. There you go. Great job, man. Thanks for being with us today, Phillip. Really hope you had a good time. I had a great time working with you. Hopefully this gives you a little insight into what we do in playing lessons and how you can mix technology with playing the game. So it's so important to get your juniors out onto the golf course and teach them how to play. Don't spend all your time on the range. There's got to be a little bit of mix of the instruction that's going to help them really, do better in their tournaments and also just play better in their game. So let's go to the interview that I have, a special interview here that I think you're really going to enjoy with a couple of my friends that are going to give us some insight in the recruiting process and also what they've been through as junior golfers. So let's go to that interview. Welcome back. I'm happy to be joined with two of my good friends, Perry Swenson, Justin Livonius. They've all experienced what we were talking about earlier with the recruiting process, both themselves top juniors. Perry was a nationally ranked junior player, had her pick of schools, ended up going to the University of Texas, had a great career there, and then was one of the top amateurs coming out of school, and then turned professional, played several LPGA Tour events, Futures Tour, so she has played at the highest level, spent some time at the Ledbetter Academy, so she's got a wealth of knowledge that we're going to talk to her about a little bit. Justin Livonius, also top junior, went to the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, played a couple of years on the mini tours, and is our reigning club champion here at Carmel. So, an outstanding player. Welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
This is really so cool. One thing we talked about earlier was picking colleges. We're talking about the recruiting process a little bit. How important is it to go to a school, one, that you maybe like the coach, but two, that you're able to play?
Yeah. When I was going through the recruiting process, I was fortunate and I could really almost pick any school I wanted to go to. And I was recruited by Duke, and they were the #1 in the country, and I was all gung-ho. And, then I realized that there's a good chance that I might not play. I might sit on the bench. They had 5 really strong players, and so I ended up going to the University of Texas because I knew I was going to play. And we had a chance to win nationals with that team too. But, my things were warm weather. You got to like the coach. You got to like your teammates. I chose Texas because I also wanted a business school, and Duke didn't have a business school. So I think those are all going somewhere where you know you're going to play. It's no fun being on the bench and everybody else is traveling. So.
Absolutely. So what about you, Justin? How was your recruiting process?
And I think I can speak very well to this. I played at a school that maybe isn't predominantly known as a golf powerhouse, or its athletic program maybe isn't, a Big 12 school or an SEC school, but when it comes down to it, you're going to have to find a school that's right for you. You have to have a mix of the education, have fun, get the experience, like your teammates, find your coach to be to your liking. And those are tough decisions. I mean, those are decisions that don't come easy, and you just have to do the best you can. I would definitely advise, you're not going to want to pick a school just because you love their basketball team or, you love the weather. There's so many decisions and things that you have to decide on that go into really being happy and feeling like you can be successful. And really, all 3 of us, anybody watching this video would agree, you want to play. You don't want to just qualify and sit at home and watch your teammates go. And so there's a fine line there between feeling like you've got the ability to play on a team and really be successful and contribute.
Absolutely. So, yeah, because you find some of the kids that maybe don't make it to the highest level, have played in some top schools, but just didn't get that productivity because they weren't playing. You're not going to get better if you're just playing practice rounds and so forth. You can see a lot of kids that play in the PGA Tour now that playing at maybe lower schools, but they got to play a lot. They got to learn how to win, how important is that, right? Learning to win college tournaments and amateur tournaments.
And really, a lot of the girls now on the LPGA Tour, you know, we never even heard of them in college. They were playing for smaller schools, and you know what? They were playing all the time. They were practicing, and they showed up, and now they're kicking butt.
Another thing that I like to get my juniors to do, and we've talked about it before the interview, is keeping a journal and keeping notes on, you know, what you're working on or a swing thought. How important was that? I know she brought in like 6 journals
Actually, I
that she had from her careers. This tells you how important it is, kids out there, to write stuff down and organize it. Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, you know, I think we spend so much time working on our game, and then when you get out under the heat of competition, sometimes your mind just goes blank, and you just need that one swing thought that's like, man, what was I working on last week? And so it's just easy to go back and look like, hey, I just need one tip, you know, and you can carry this stuff in your golf bag. You can carry whatever you want to, and so, you know, it's interesting now, 10, 15 years later, for me to go back, and I'm still working on the same things now that I was working on then.
So your tendencies tend to kind of stay the
same.
same.
So now I got lessons for free right here in my book.
That's awesome. What about you, Justin? Just keep some notes and journals when you're playing?
Absolutely. I think, you know, you work at an age, from such a young age, maybe 6, 8, 10 years old, and by the time you're, you know, getting recruited to play college golf, you know, you spent potentially 10 or 15 years of time with yourself on the range, with your parents on the range, with possibly an instructor, maybe multiple instructors, and you've got so many different thoughts, but like Perry said, and I'm sure you would echo, they all kind of come back to the same things. You're working on a lot of the same things, but just to get that refresher, whether you're in your hotel room by yourself or you're thinking about going out to practice that day, what do I want to work on? You know, what are some things, or maybe what are some things that I've maybe forgotten that I need to get back to?
Yeah, and I know my dad, he was very good at this. He even had a laminated card that he made himself with like his top 10, you know, not only swing thoughts, but mental swing thoughts.
For you, right?
Well, for him, I had one and he
Yeah.
had one, and he put in his back pocket every competitive round he played, and you know, walking down the 18th hole, he would, no matter, he knew what was on the card, but he would pull it out just to, you know, keep his mind focused on the positive things he wanted to.
Absolutely. That's awesome advice. So write your stuff down. I think keeping a journal really helps you to organize your thoughts, and it just keeps your brain active in what you're working on. It doesn't allow you to think about the negative stuff. It's really, really good advice. All right, well, guys, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
I hope this helps everybody out there, that you juniors, get out there and just make sure that you're having fun playing golf, because that's the #1 thing. Let the rest of it take care of itself. I'm Jason Sutton, the Director of Instruction here at Carmel, and I'm so glad to be with you on the 7 Nights at the Twitter Junior Edition. You can follow me on Twitter at GolfGuruTV, and we'll see you soon.